Good afternoon, everybody. This is going to be a portion of my assignment for COM 510, Mass Media and Society. This is the research proposal presentation that is due Friday, October the 30th, 2021. My name is Chris Isham, and this is for Dr. Dobson's course. I wanted to go ahead and talk about severe weather communication and why I chose this topic, and then what the research actually will entail for the purpose of my first research proposal I wrote. So, go ahead and get started here. So, first of all, why did I choose this topic? I chose this topic because, one, I have a big passion for weather. I have not been trained in meteorology or weather sciences, but I really enjoy watching weathermen and news coverages, specifically with journalism, with hurricane and tornado coverages. Usually in the spring, I'll be tuning in every night to some news organization around the country so I can see them cover severe weather at the time. Oklahoma is a really good place to view lots of coverage there. And finally, this certain storm affected me personally. So go ahead and just kind of watch this video first here so we can see what the storm was like for those of you that were not in Texas at this time.
Exclusively.
And of course you have kind of ads. So I'll kind of continue walking through this. To kind of not go into detail, this is how I felt this storm as kind of an inland hurricane.
Storm Uri in Texas, causing a power grid emergency. More than 2 million people are without power, some of them for over 5 hours. And of course, with temperatures dipping into the single digits and colder this morning, it's a pretty dangerous situation. So why is this happening? In places like Dallas that can reach triple digits in the summer, you would think that running constant air conditioning would choke the power grid more. But cold temperatures are actually worse for the grid. And it all has to do with the difference between the temperature outside and inside. Now, in the summer, let's say it's 105 degrees. So you'd run your AC to get it down to about 75 degrees. That's a 30-degree difference. Monday morning, it was 5 degrees in Dallas, and that means a whopping 60-degree difference just to get your home to 65 degrees. Any way you cut it, it just takes more energy. Plus, about 60% of homes in Texas are heated with electric energy, unlike homes in, say, Minnesota, which use oil or gas heat. This is also the coldest it's been in decades for part of the state, so many homes are just not really insulated that well. Topping this all off, frozen wind turbines have put about half the wind power generation capacity.
Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of what I was experiencing during that storm and why I feel so urged to do kind of a research on this topic. To kind of give a timeline of this event, basically how I said a hurricane on land is the pressure in the center of the hurricane. It was 937 millibars, according to the National Weather Service. Hurricane Harvey was 937. This one was 992. So it started on Valentine's Day. I went to bed about 11 o'clock and I noticed the lights my fan had turned off. Well, just as the video stated, our temperature was down to 3 to 0 degrees. Heat was a necessity, and with the inside of the apartment and the outside being such a great difference, it put a more strain on the grid. So I did not have power until almost 6 o'clock that evening. Not to mention I had no cell service. Continuing on, the power goes back off for another 18 hours. Temperature in the apartment the second time the power came back on was 48 degrees Fahrenheit. The work, University of Texas Permian Basin was closed for 5 days. Same with grocery stores. They didn't have food or anything for 5 days. Some 2 weeks after we're still not have the food for and the necessities like milk and bread. The top photo there is a picture from Houston, just showing how many people were relying on propane from the Texas Monthly, and then the bottom was where I live, in Odessa, Texas, got my COVID-19 vaccine. So again, the research proposal was to see how people could get these notifications faster. Meteorologists predicted this storm 2 weeks in advance, but most people didn't really pay attention. I want to go ahead and survey citizens by texting, phone calls, face-to-face, the internet, social media, etc., and get their suggestions for how they feel the communication style to best suit them for weather alerts. And finally, I just want to wrap up this presentation showing a butcher in Dallas, again from the Texas Monthly, to show this place had no power. Thank you.